Hello YouTubers, Chief Prepper here. I've got a few things to go over. I'm trying to think about what I wanted to say on this next video. So number one, keep stocking up on your food. I've actually got to get after my dry goods and start dry canning. Buy seeds, prep your garden for next year. I think it's going to be really important. Before we get too far, and this is not that much actually, but I want to show you some weapons that I have. No bang sticks, but like some survival knives and stuff, and talk to you about why I think you need to get something similar. This is going to go against a lot of things people are saying, but because they think the option to eat out probably maybe as early as December, maybe November, but I think December is when it'll hit, possibly January. But right now we're seeing restaurants closing down because they just can't keep staff. So I'm not telling you to eat out every day or every week, or maybe even every 2 weeks, but if there's a restaurant that you like to eat, because I think that ability is going to go away, I recommend that you eat out now and again to enjoy some food that you probably won't be able to later. So this is going to speak specifically to people like me who sleep with a CPAP. I don't change mine out supply wise. I was looking at the camera, sorry. Like I'm supposed to, so I'm building up my supplies in the event that I can't get them. And my next appointment with my sleep therapist is in February. So when you're going through the prepping process and you're going to make plans, be flexible with them because they may not happen. I'm working on an issue. I had big plans for October. The plan was to order a generator and get firewood, and then my truck threw a curveball, so I am scrambling to find the funds to, the truck is fixed, but it was expensive, and then to find the funds for the generator, I already have 1 quart of wood on hand. I want 2 more cords on hand, and I have to do it as soon as I can because the place that I'm getting wood from, their yard is almost empty. I recommend that you learn to read the stars, which is a long process, but if you start now, it'll help. And then to count the moons. Keep a paper calendar so you can help you keep track of the seasons. So like I gotta go buy calendars for next year, but basically so you can have an idea of what day of the week it is, which may not matter, but at least what month it is, because you'll need to know the seasons. Books are very important on everything: gardening, fieldcraft, hunting, fishing, small engine repair, like other people mentioned, you name it. Get those. I'm scheming to go back to a place that I never expected to find books that I would be interested in. I was in a Tractor Supply, I want to say last week or the week before, and they had scouting books that I plan to go back and buy all 3. They're about basic survival skills, tracking, and something else. So one of the things that I think we grossly make mistakes on in preparing for a shift event is we overestimate our skills. And we way underestimate how bad it will be. And that goes back to a video, and when I was on Gray Man, I said you need to answer a question that's very basic: is do you want to survive? And because I have some idea of how bad it would be. That's the reason I haven't said yes, but it's also because I know what kind of person I am. I won't give up, so I'm still prepping. So moving on to some weapons. This is a battle axe or tomahawk, I don't know what you want to call it. I think I got it from Cold Steel from Midway, USA. It's a plastic handle. It's double edge, as in chopping on this side, poking on this side, so it's very lethal. It's more of a battle tomahawk than it is a like firewood type tomahawk, but it can be used for firewood. So I have two of these, one for me, one for my wife. I've had this survival knife for long enough to break one of the straps that came with the sharpening stone. This one has a serrated edge, like a big serrated edge, a regular knife edge, a small serrated edge, and then a saw. It's made by Serrade, and then you can use the bottom of this as a hammer. One of the things you'll notice about almost all of my survival knives is that they have a really good sheath, and I went over why that's important in one of the earlier videos. So this I know is a Cold Steel item. Again, if you notice, it's got a really good sheath. This is a trench knife. It's not something you really want to carry around, because if you get caught with the cops, it might be a problem. It's not really that sharp, although you can cut people with it. It's more designed to stab and to use the brass knuckles or whatever you want to call it. I call this a finger guard, but it's actually like a brass knuckle. And it has a pointed end on the bottom here where you can do skull crushing or break a window. And it hangs from the belt, so that's kind of cool. So this is a small knife. What's cool about this is the sheath allows you to carry it vertical or horizontal on your belt, so it can be concealed behind your back, like so, instead of down by the side. It's a full tang knife. It's not very big, it's small, and it's fairly thick. I don't know if you can see that or not. So this next piece of gear is something I use almost every time I go hunting. I just sprayed it again today with bug juice. I call it bug juice. It's actually Promethean to keep bugs off. It's a little like wearing like a mesh thing over your t-shirt most of the time with me. It's also brown, so it blends in with a lot of stuff. But having something like this, since the bugs will be out of control, and most people aren't used to it, zip it up, and then you can bring it over the top of your head, keep them out of your ears, and then all you have to do is worry about your face. When I'm hunting, I don't normally wear it like this unless the mosquitoes are just out of control. Most of the time I wear it down. But this was a gift from somebody. I don't even think you can make it anymore. I'm sure you can find it somewhere or something like it. I would definitely invest in one of these. I use it all the time, like I said, when I go hunting. It's actually made by Axe Officio, so I got it as a gift. Unfortunately, it's also made in China, apparently. But that's pretty much it for this video. I was trying not to do gear stuff. Just, I don't know, there's so many people out there, and I'm not endorsing anything. I'm just telling you what I find useful. So, you know, I was in Iraq for a long time, 2 years, and then the mosquitoes were pretty awful over there, and then flies were terrible. I did carry, I want to say, I think it was this knife over there, but it was on my body armor. I'm going to show you my body armor real quick. I'm not going to do it all up completely. It's actually full of dog hair right now. But we've got a holster with 2 safety straps for a handgun, 2 handgun ammo pouches, and then I've got my K-bar down here. So, fighting knife. It's the katana version. This stays on the vest, clicks in place. There's 2 safeties. And then I have ammo pouches for my my long bang stick. So these are things that you need to consider. And then I don't think there's any rules. It's not in my state, but I'm sure some of those lefty blue states there's probably some rules against it. So not cheap. I have level 3A body armor, AR 500 plates, so it should stop up to a 30 caliber bullet, assuming it hits the plate. So, weighs quite a bit, considering, so it's not something you want to buy and just let sit in the corner. I have for the last year because I've been busy doing other stuff, but I was trying to walk with it, but my back gave me so much problems that it's not good for me to do it, so I don't do it very much. So, I don't know what else to say. I mean, everything's pointing to really, really not good things happening. Right now, one of my concerns is there's all of a sudden a fuel shortage, and it looks like there's going to be people in at least 3 or 4 countries where it gets really cold that are going to be uncomfortable this winter. I'm hoping it doesn't come to the U.S., and that's why I'm taking steps to do what I'm doing to try to avert that. I will be adding some things to my preps that have been on my list, but they're going to move up, which is a part of talking about being flexible. I did have on my list to get some cast iron pots and a camping tripod with a thing to go over a regular campfire to learn how to cook on. So I have some other stuff that I can use, but that would be better. I have Army canteen cups that you can definitely use to cook over a fire, not directly on it, but you can use it to heat up stuff. And I've got actual old military metal mess kit with the knife, fork, and spoon in it. But I think I only got one of those. But old military surplus gear is really good, especially if you know how to use it. So a lot of the problem with it is if you don't know how to use it, then it's like having junk laying around. So other than that, Chief Prepper out.